So welcome to Neuro Studio once again. Today we're going to be using the latest version of Premiere Pro to create the text animation or create templates for Essential Graphics and Premiere. Of course, you must have the latest version 2017 spring. As I said the last time when we created a modern slideshow, you can check on my YouTube channel the last tutorial we made. And also the assets available free as always. You can see the link down below in the description and go ahead and download. So this is what we're going to be creating, the text animation, basically this and this one maybe. We're going to be doing 1, 2, and 3 part of creating the text and saving as templates for Premiere, so you can reuse another project or you can share with your colleagues or upload to the site so that people can download as I did. So let me show you. You can go ahead and check my website. You will have a preview and also you will have the link to download the templates I create. Some of them are created in Premiere and some of them are created in After Effects. As I said, and in part 4, we might be making an advanced animation like you see in here. So make sure to keep in tune and be subscribed. Let me jump into my Premiere Pro. As I say, I'm using the latest version. Make sure if you have a CS5, CS6, or 2014, it won't work. Anyway, I have my, Premiere Pro user interface. Yours might be looking a little different, but the way to customize your workspace is go into Window, Workspace, and save as a new workspace. You can just move around the panels or the windows, whatever you're gonna call. As you see, I got my 2 menu in here and I got my Essential Graphics folder at the right side and the Control Effects panel at the left side. And down here I have the timeline. In order to have this Essential Graphics visible, you can go Window and make sure the Essential Graphics is checked. It's only in the latest version. Make sure. Okay, and also we're gonna be focusing on this text tool and the shape tool and also the move tool as always to move around the object. And so when you open the Essential Graphics, you will have this panel with 2 options. Say browse, and you will have folders that Premiere has for default titles that's already animated. You can reuse it, customize of course, and also you can create your own library. You can just add a new folder, just hit in this folder called whatever you want and just and then hit and it will appear in this panel. As you see, I got my folder I call nearest package. So when you click in here, you will see this. So as I said, it's free. The link will be down below in the description. You can just go ahead and download and start using those. I mean, it's not really advanced and not fancy, but it's a little basic. You might find a little useful, so just go ahead and have it. So the way to save the template in Premiere is once you end with the animation, so you can select, right click on timeline and export as motion graphics template. That's the one option. The second option, you can go graphics and export as a motion graphics template. All right, when you right click and export as a motion template, it will pop up a window asking you to rename or put the name whatever you want to call, and also the destination where you can save, or for default it will go to the Premiere library. But I really suggest to put the name and then just save in the local drive or external hard drive. Just hitting this button browser, you can just hit, and as you see, I got my already saved, and so I can just select the folder and that's it. Once you export this in order, or if you download from my site, the order to import in Premiere is going to browse and click this arrow where the folder. So just click and will pop up the window and just look for your folder, whatever. If you download, it will be in the download folder, of course, and you can just select one by one and start opening. The way to create a folder, as I said before, is hitting this icon folder. So you will have a folder like mine I have in here. The way to move your graphic or template into your favorite folder, it's right click. It will give you 3 options. It's rename, move, and delete. So we're gonna move, and you will see this window, and just click in here and I will show the folders that you have. In my case, I have Neuro Studio, and just select this and then click OK. But I'm gonna cancel because I already have. That's the way to import any text template for Premiere in this version. Okay, so let's start with the template basically. I mean, creating the template, of course. So the first, we're gonna create a new sequence and create new sequence, hitting the new icon, and then we're gonna just say tut1 maybe, and hit OK. And the way to create the background, as you see in here, the grid background, we don't have in Premiere like we have in Photoshop or After Effects. The way I did this is because it's nice to work, especially with Premiere shapes in this case. So the way I create this is go into this new item and click, and first we need to create a color matte. When you click this, it will pop up to this window, asking what color would like to have. Let me just cancel because I already have this kind of like dark green. So let me just cancel. And also we're gonna create another black video. I'm not gonna create it right now because I already have it here. So the way to create that kind of background is just adding this color matte. Let me just go maybe 10 seconds long. Let me zoom in this just to have a nice workspace on timeline. And then we wanna go, maybe you can just double click and change the color you like. In my case, I'm gonna just drag this black video as well on the timeline second layer. Of course, let me just have the same length and select, and we're gonna look for effect called grid. Let me grab onto the second layer, and you see we got those kind of grids, white grids. And we need to go effective control, and we're gonna go size from, I'm gonna say width and height slider. And we're gonna just width go like 20 by 20, of course, height 20. And also we might need to reduce to 1 pixel the border size or whatever you're gonna call. And also the opacity to 15, and just to have a reference, And then we can start working. So we're gonna create this first. Let me go back to my tut1. The way I create, as I said, in the Essential Graphics folder, panel, you will see those options and also the edit. I already showed the brush panel or window, whatever you're gonna call, and we're gonna go and focus on the edit panel. As you see, we got this new layer icon. So you can click and it will give you 3 options. 4 options: text, vertical text, rectangle shape, and elliptic shape, and the last from file. And the second part, we're gonna be using the files PNG, JPG, or GIF file. So we'll be at the next tutorial. So make sure to subscribe and keep tuned for the part 2 tutorial. We're gonna making, advanced title. So let me show you what we're gonna be doing the next tutorials or next part. So let me see. Everything is created in Premiere. You see, this is what we're gonna be creating. So just make sure to subscribe and see what we create in Premiere and save as a template. But today's tutorial is just the basic. So I'm gonna start. Let me go select the elliptic tool, and I'm gonna just hit Shift Command, Shift Control and PC, and then just drag maybe this size, and we're gonna pick the selection tool or move tool, and we're gonna align to the center. As you see, we got a couple options in here. We got the position, X and Y position, we got the anchor point, and we got scale and also the opacity. And down here, the appearance, we got the fill color, stroke color, and the shadow color. So if you can just add a shadow. But in my case, I'm gonna work with the stroke. Once we have this, also you can rename this, right click, rename, and also you can cut, copy, paste, clear, and duplicate. So I'm gonna duplicate, and also we're gonna maybe rename, not for this tutorial, I'm not gonna rename this maybe. So we're gonna put this, and what we're gonna do is, that's what I create this background grid, just to have a reference, let me just move the anchor point to the center. So let me see, so the animation will come to the center. And then what we're gonna do is animate the scale. So let me go have 10 seconds long. Go at the beginning, 0 frames, and we're gonna say, what, we're gonna go, let me just fit and camp, and maybe we're gonna go out of the composition or the screen, when you scale up a little bit, not a little bit, we're gonna scale all the way up, make sure it's out of the screen. And then we're gonna add, make sure in the effect control also, we got a couple options for each layer that we have in the Essential Graphics Edit panel. You see when I select this, and also it's selected over here. So let me just close this appearance and go. We're gonna play with transform as I said. You see position, X and Y, and also scale. We got rotation, we got opacity, and the anchor point as well. You can animate. Okay, so what we're gonna do is add a keyframe and go 1 second long on the timeline, and then we're gonna go maybe 100 again, not 100%, 100 pixels. And so let's see what we have. That's cool. And then what else? We need to go back to the 0 frame and we're gonna play with the second shape. Let me close this. And the second shape as well, we need to open. Let me close the appearance. Let me go and open the transform. In this case, we need to move first the anchor point to the middle, as I said. So let me just zoom out. Zoom in 100%. Let me make sure it's in the middle. You see, so you can say, you see, this is the middle. So that's why I create this nice grid. And what else I need? Oh, the second step is the same we did is, go to scale all the way down to 0 and go and add a keyframe, of course, go 1 frame long. And then we need to maybe a little bit bigger than the first circle. So what I'm gonna do is just add 130 maybe. And see, so let's play and see what we have. This is what we have right now. Okay. So I think in the preview I have a kind of like outside circle. It's a little thicker than the first one, right? Than the inside circle. So let me make sure selected and this, and go to stroke, maybe 5 pixels thick. Let me see, not 55. Make sure it's 5. So let's see what we have. That's cool. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is once we have the keyframes on the effective control, well, we're gonna smooth a little bit this animation. It's not like we working in After Effects with the graphic editor. It's a little tedious and a little headache in Premiere. Since I had the latest version, I've been working with this, but it's a little kind of like confusing, a little kind of like hard to move the this. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me select the keyframes, go out of Bezier. And let me open this basically. Okay, and then click this little triangle and you will see this. Make sure to select the keyframes. And you see what I'm talking. When I do this, kind of like it's hard to do the animation or, smooth out this. So let me see what we have now. Let me mark out hitting the O, that's the shortcut. So let me hit enter to render it and see. Okay, as you see, we have the little bit kind of like, let me put lip play. Okay, and let me hit enter again. And kind of like more smooth the this coming from the center. So let me do the same with the other one. So let me close this, go here, make sure select the keyframes, right click out of Bezier. And let me just open this and then go drop down this, maybe select the keyframes. And let me just do the same thing that we did with the first. Okay, and let me close and play, maybe hit enter. You see something's wrong in here. That's the thing, and so let me go back to and see. Okay, let me hit again, right click out of Bezier. Let me open and see what is going on in here. Maybe I'm gonna play. Actually, you know what? Oh, so let me see. I'm trying to have a nice smooth animation. Let me close and see. Hit enter to see. Cool. Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, kind of like. But you can play, as I said. So the second step or third step in this case will be the text. So in order to create the text, it's just hit the, select the text tool and hit wherever you want on the screen. And the other option is click this new item and click the text or vertical text. So let me click, and maybe we need to align to the center as well. So make sure select the selection tool, select it, click this align. And we're gonna just, maybe say Nera for this. So let me go and select, maybe align to center again. And also we can duplicate in this edit panel. The way to duplicate is, I'll say right click, and you will have, you know, three options. A couple options, where it says cut, copy, paste, clear, and duplicate. So I'm gonna duplicate, and I'm gonna just select this, maybe pick this text tool again, and I'm gonna say a studio. And also we need to align to the center. So as you see, we got the options like we used to have before in the legacy title in the old versions. We got the, you know, the font style you can choose, and also the style, of course. In here, you can have, depending on the your font options, you know. In this case, I'm using Roboto. That's free. You can download on Google. The link will be down in the description if you want to use the same. So I'm gonna have this, you know, the maybe regular, and also we need to track this maybe 200 pixels. And let me align to the center again, maybe pull a little bit down, and also I need to pull this a little bit up, and maybe have in the center, okay. And also, as you see, we got a couple options like I already show you. And also let me go and have my narrow selected. What we're gonna do is the same animation that we have. It's coming from upside and downside, you see. Okay, so the way I create that is, you know, just that's the little, interesting in this version, with the Essential Graphics, the mask that we can mask out any object, of course, in the project or text template. So let me put this at the beginning, maybe extend a little bit down, and go to and select narrow first. We're gonna play with narrow, so go to my effective control and close this, maybe go, and we're gonna play first with the transform. As you see, a couple options: position, scale, rotation, opacity, and arc point, as I said at the beginning. And what we're gonna do is maybe just wait to the animation of the circles end, and we're gonna go and animate the position, the Y position. So let me see, we got 545, so let me go up a little bit, make sure it's out of the circle. Okay, add a keyframe, you know, make sure it's position. We're gonna add a keyframe, go 1 second long, and we're gonna go with, you know, down a little bit with 545, I guess. Yep, cool. And then we have this. So we're gonna do the same, you know, with the studio. Let me close this, make sure studio is selected, drop down this little triangle, and we're gonna animate, as I said, the position, Y position. So we got 586. So what I'm gonna do is just drag down and see, make sure it's out of the circle, the middle, of course, the center that we have in here. So what I'm gonna do is add a keyframe and go to add a keyframe position, go 1 second long, and go to, I forgot what I have anyway, so I'm gonna just pull this up. Cool. And then what else we need to do? The same thing, we need to go to graphic editor, just right click, select first the keyframes, of course, out of Bezier, and go and open this. Maybe we're gonna go and see what we can do in here. Maybe so we have this, okay, and this maybe, okay. And then we need to go the same with Nera, go select, right click, temporal interpolation, and go out of Bezier, you know, and I'm gonna play, make sure selected, drop down this little triangle, and I'm gonna do the same thing, you know, and maybe put this a little down, and we're gonna see what we have. So let me hit enter and see what we have. You see, nice. And so how we mask out those objects and here. So I don't like to see out of the, you see when the animation start, the circle comes in, and we see ugly text appearing there. So let me go and see, actually we already animated text. So the way to mask out, let me go and have this 4 seconds long, And what I'm gonna do is make sure select this studio first. Let me drop this maybe, and you see we got the masks in here. You can go manual, you can just hit this rectangle, or you can go this create the elliptic mask. So let me just hit this because we have this circle. So let me maybe go actually move. You can just move with the mouse, you see. So let me put that here. And also you can just, when you go to this point, you see the mouse change the icon a little, like kind of like arrow. So let me just click and drag, you know, so you can adjust whatever we want. So let me go and move a little bit down. So I can just go in here. And also we got the mask options. We got feather, and we got mask opacity, and we got expansion. So I'm gonna just go 0 in here. So just to have, you know, clean. I don't want to kind of like, you know, feather. And what I need to do is now go and see what we have basically. You see the studio comes from down. Now we need to do the same thing with Nera. Let me make sure selected, go and hit the yes, you know, make sure we got 0. And then we need to play basically, you know, as I said, just with the mouse. You can start playing. Will be the same with the square, you know, or rectangle, whatever you can call. And as you see, and that's it. And let's play, make sure render first and see how it looks like. Okay, that's the way I create this text. Let me see this one, basically this one. That's the way, of course. You see, actually this one of the, I mean the top text is coming from down and the bottom text is coming from the up. So you will do the opposite side, that's it. And you will have it. And how did I create this? It's the same thing. Basically, you already, maybe you know how that did I create this. Well, what else? This, let me go back and see this one. You see, it's the same thing. What I did is, let me go open a new, basically go to sequence and 2 maybe. I'm gonna just go a little faster and go drag the background. You already know how did I create the background. So go 10 seconds long. Zooming a little bit, and the way I create that is, you know, make sure it hit the this icon text, or you can just hit this text tool, and let's say maybe Nera Studio, and say maybe we're gonna duplicate, right click, duplicate, and we're gonna go and say please subscribe, and go and align to center, of course, both of them, align to center, and we're gonna have this a little bit up, and this a little bit down, maybe right there. I like that. And go, and so what I did is, basically, let me put this a little bit down. Okay, so what I did is simple, as you know. So I know you will be guessing how did I create this. Is just with the mask. So what I did is, let me go at the beginning, and I did is, let me select the Nero Studio and go and, you know, to the effect and control. As I said, let me close this first and go, I mean Nero Studio first. We're gonna animate Nero Studio. Go, let me close this, go to transform, and we're gonna play with the position. So let me add a keyframe. I mean, it's let me remember this white position. So it's a 525. So let me go and put a little bit down, and then add a keyframe, go 1 second long maybe, or, you know, 15 frames maybe you can go if it's too slow, and then go 525 I guess. Yep. And then also we need to do the same with the bottom text. Make sure selected a position. We're gonna animate a position, of course, 572. And let me see. So we got 572. So let me go up a little bit and go out of keyframe, go 1 second long, and do 572. I guess we had, right? And then we need to go and see, this is what we have. First we need to add a keyframe, maybe not keyframe, the mask to Nero Studio. Make sure select Nero Studio, go to Effective Control and Nero Studio, of course, and add this. And what we're gonna do is move this, as you see, as long you add the mask, you will have, when you move the mouse over the mask, so it will change to this little hand, you see. We can just move right there, of course. And also, as I said, we can play with the mask options. Also, you can duplicate the mask, of course. Let me just go 0 feather and hit OK, and then we can just play, as I said, just hover over the mouse on the corner. You will, it will change the icon, you see. So that's the way you can. So I'm gonna leave for now this and see what we have. Nice, you see. And we're gonna do the same with please subscribe. Make sure you select it, go and close this first, and then we're gonna, the mask. And also we need to go 0 and just move this a little bit down, make sure to have in the center. Okay. And also what else? I think that's the way I create. Yep, as I said, so I don't have to repeat. You just hovering over the mouse and you will have the, just to adjust the masks, you see. And this is what we have. That's the way I create this kind of effect, you see. Nice. And also, as you know, I can go ahead and select the keyframes, right click, temporal interpolation, auto bezier, and go and see, play with the graphic editor or whatever you're gonna call. So make sure select it, and maybe just go and see, play and see the way you like. And also we need to go and hear this one as well, Nero Studio. Let me drop this, go to and select the keyframes, and just play with. And see, let me go and play and see what we have. So let me mark out, as I said, and let me hit enter to render. You see, this is the animation what we have. Let me put loop play so we can repeat, you see. And I think you see a little bit kind of like arrow. We don't have this kind of like nice animation that we have in here. You see, let me play. Nice, you see. That's because, as I said, it's a little tedious working with the Graph Editor and Premiere. When you pull this, kind of like goes to the other side. Anyway, so you already know the idea how to use this. I already show you how to save, right click and export as a motion graphic template so you can save in the hard drive and share with you guys. So I hope you like this first part, and we'll be coming soon with the second and third part, because in the third part we're gonna make an After Effects, and the second will be this, where we're gonna be creating this in Premiere. Everything will be in Premiere, and this one, the second part. This is a little bit more advanced in Premiere, and a couple more things that we have to talk about the Essential Graphics. Okay, hope you guys like it. Make sure to subscribe, and on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and also check the links down below. Will be the description to download the this kind of templates for Premiere. And make sure, and you might find a little interesting, as I said. So let me play one more time, and you will see it. Okay, so when you open Premiere, so you will have this. So let me go to here maybe. So let me just put this invisible and go to my browser, go to my folder. So you will have the same if you download my So let me see which one I create in this. So let me see, actually I think this one. Let me just drag and drop. You see that I just show it and just wait for it to download and you will see it. And this is what we have. So you can select, and also will be available to edit in the edit panel or window. You see we can change the text, you can change the font size, color, and also if we go and the plate, you see you can change the stroke color and the fill color. That's the way you can customize and premiere the templates. It's a little bit different when you create and bring After Effects, but as I said in the third part, we will be talking about how to create and showing how to customize and premiere. Okay, see you. The next tutorial will be the next part. Thank you very much.